everybody, Camelia here. Welcome back to a new video. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you a sewing pattern review. It's the free pattern from Jalie Patterns, the Emilie top. And this pattern used to have another name. I cannot exactly remember. I think it was the Yoko top or something like that. But now it's called the Emilie top and is pattern 3896. So I was thinking I can show you a little bit what I changed, because I used another kind of fabric than what it was suggested in the pattern. So if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing to my channel and give me thumbs up if you like the video, and let's get started with the review. So I had this knit fabric from Minerva, and I have here a little piece more. Whoops, I'm back. I'm going to put some pictures here to the right, because I'm not wearing it because I want to show you some stuff on it, and I'm going to put some pictures here. I took some pictures today. So I had this sweater knit from Minerva. It's a cotton knit, and it has no elastane or something like that. So the whole stretch that is in the pattern is or in the fabric is from the way that is knitted. So the pattern is the Emilie top. It's a square, I don't know exactly how it's, I think it is called square top. There are actually two pieces like this. This is the back with a little bit lesser neck shaping here, and this is the front. I'm going to put the link for it in the video description. I made size V, and this is based on my bust measurements, but it does have a lot of ease, and as you can see it in the pictures, it does have quite a bit of ease. But I wanted something slouchy and not too body fitting, because as I said, the fabric doesn't have elastane in it, and I didn't want to stretch it because it's going to stay like that. It is a very drapey fabric, so I think a style like this is really, really nice. So this is the front of it, and then you have the sleeve, which is getting cut on the fold, and there is another piece, which is the collar piece, this piece. So I made, as I said, size V, and so this is the fabric. It's a cotton knit. Minerva has quite a few colors for this knit, really gorgeous ones. This one is the gray variation of it. And my only problem with this fabric was, in combination with this pattern, was the fact, as I said, that the fabric doesn't have the 40% stretch that the pattern requires. And it's not really necessary to have a lot of stretch in the pattern, because again it's quite loose on the body. But then you have the sleeves, and you will see in the pictures here that the sleeves are getting a little bit narrow. And if you see, if you take a look on the page, on the pattern page from Jalie, you will see that actually on some other people the sleeves are quite fitted here down. So that was my big problem, that they are going to be too tight, or that my neck is not, my head is not going through the cowl piece here. But I did do some stuff to be sure that I'm going to fit into it. So to be sure that the cowl is going to get over my head, not so much the neckline, but the cowl here, I measured my piece, my pattern piece. I measured it, and then I measured a piece of the fabric and folded and tried to pull it over my head, and it was not going over my head because it was not stretchy enough. So if I was to make the pattern in a, this is also a sweater knit, but this one has elastane in it, and it has a lot of stretch. Even in the length it has stretch, but in the width it has a lot of stretch, so it would be really, really easy to use the pattern as it is. But in my case, this is everything I get from this fabric, and in the length also, so just a little bit, and it was really not fitting over my head. So to fix that, I cut, and also, as I said, the sleeve, I was afraid that it's going to be too narrow. For the sleeve, when I cut my pattern, I added 1 centimeter from the bottom of the sleeve, blending to nothing at the top of the sleeve, and I cut the bodice as it was, and then I tried the top, the sweater on, and I checked a little bit the neckline. I mean, without any binding or so, the neckline I was going over my head, but to be sure that I will have no problems, I took 1 centimeter. I did not adjust my pattern yet, but on the fabric I took 1 centimeter from the center front and then blending to nothing here at the shoulder seam, and then I had to measure, and also that I added to the collar piece, so I made the collar piece a little bit bigger, measured again to be sure that it's coming over my head, and this is what I got. It's a little bit wider neck than you see there in the reviews on the jalie side, but I think it's a really nice width, and it's going really nice with the flow and the drapeness of the fabric, and you can see it here in the pictures. Because it is grey and because it is quite loose, I was thinking to add a little bit of interest. I added some slits in the side seams. Actually, I just stopped stitching somewhere, and first it was a little bit too short because of course I needed also to have the hem, so I decided I took a little bit of my serged seam out and made it like, how long is now? I think it's around 10, well, it's around 14 centimeters, but I think it's really nice because when I wear it you can see a little bit of my pants, so it's not just plain boring gray and white sweater. So I think this is a nice detail. And to finish this, I used a method that I've seen in some ready-to-wear sweaters with slits, and that is adding a piece of tape. This is a satin tape. I really wanted some twill tape, but I did not have any. A little bit, I had only plain white. So this is a satin tape, and the way I did it was to press the seam allowance of the sweater. I pressed it and then added my tape on top of it, stitch it, and then stitch again on the other side of the tape, and then I got a really nice finish of the slit. To be sure that the shoulders are not going to drop all the way, I added some clear elastic with my serger, like I usually do in knit patterns. But in this one it was even more important because, as I said, because there is no elastane in it, you know, that's stretching but is also helping a little bit recovery. I was thinking that this is going to drop. This is also a little bit heavier, and I was thinking putting the clear elastic in the shoulder is going to keep the stuff a little bit as it's supposed to be. In a fabric like this, I'm always thinking what is the best way to hem a sweater like this, also not to disturb the design of the fabric, these nice cables. So my best solution for that, of course, I could have used zigzag stitch on my machine, but that it would be definitely be seen here at the edge down. I could also use my cover stitch machine, but then I have 2 rows of stitches. So my best solution was to use the blind stitch of the blind hem on my serger, and I do have a tutorial here on my YouTube channel. I'm going to put a link in the video description, and as you can see, there is nothing to be seen on the outside, and on the inside is only the edge, which it looks like is serged or overlocked, but actually is the blind hem stitch. And as I said in my tutorial, I know I've seen some other tutorials where but now I think it depends also very much on the machine, on the serger that you are using. But on the baby lock I'm using, and I'm using now an Acclaim. I used to have the Imagine baby lock. Their method is to use in combination with 2-thread small flat lock stitch, and that's giving really best results. It's just a little bit of thread, and from the outside is invisible. I used the same method for the sleeves. It was quite difficult to do for the sleeves because I have here a seam. It's quite bulky, I must say, under the serger to make in a fabric like this blind hem, but I did manage to catch everywhere. I think I have somewhere a half centimeter which did not get catch, but you cannot see it and it's hanging nice. So this was hemming, and for the rest the collar is just folded in two and attached with the serger. I did not bother to finish the back side of the neckline. It's not looking bad because it's this it's a gray thread and it's really invisible. And I have here 3 small brushes from Catwalk Buttons from Rachel, really nice ones. So yeah, this is my new Emilie top from Jalie. I hope you like it. I hope you got some useful information. Again, it's a free pattern from their website, and it comes in a lot of sizes like their usual patterns, from the really small children to adults. So I think it's a really great pattern. It's a great pattern also for beginners if you want to try sewing with knit fabric. I think this is a great pattern. You can use a little bit more so like a sweater knit like this, but maybe a little bit with more stretch, and in combination even only with your sewing machine you can totally make this. It's really not a problem. So I hope you enjoyed my video. Hope to see you next time with other sewing pattern reviews. Bye everybody.